In this particular episode, we'll be exploring Gmail Labs. Now, if you're not familiar with Gmail Labs, Gmail Labs were add-ons that you could use in Gmail to enhance the functionality. A few years ago, Gmail sort of got rid of the word labs and changed it to advanced. And some of the features actually found their way in as normal features in Gmail. So what we're going to do is take a quick look at the exam expectations for this particular one in case you encounter this question or run into it and are expected to do something. So Gmail, you need to be able to sort of define what it is, which is essentially email, and identify a variety of uses for it in a school setting. Chances are you are probably already using Gmail quite a bit in a G Suite EDU environment. Now, what you're expected to do is to be able to enable labs, create and send a canned response, as well as send out mail merges using add-ons like Yet Another Mail Merge and Formule. So we'll be exploring those in a little bit more detail in just a moment. I'm going to go ahead and switch my screen over so that you can see what's involved here and see what Gmail will look like. Okay, as you can see here, we are in the settings of Gmail. If you're not sure how to get to that, over on the top right hand corner of your screen, you will see the settings for Gmail. So this is my inbox. It's actually kind of empty at the moment, and I've cleaned it all out. But over here in the top right hand corner, I have a variety of things that I can do here. I can do vertical splits, horizontal splits with my email, but since I don't have any messages, it's kind of pointless, but you can see what that looks like. Then over here with this gear, if I click on it, I have additional options. One is to set the display density, and that's not actually talking about your monitor or your resolution on your screen. It's talking about how tightly packed you want your email to be. So you can change that and make it really compact or condensed or whatever, or just have it spread out so you have some white space. Up to you what you choose. Also notice that configuring your inbox is available. You can adjust the themes. So for example, if you don't want something as I guess as stark and hard baked as a desert ground, you could change that through your themes. But our focus here is on Gmail Labs, or what it's changed into. So to get to that, I'm going to select Settings. And when I get to Settings, I'm going to find a lot of different things here. So under General, you'll find your language, phone numbers, default reply behavior, especially if you're on a message list. You can either reply or reply all. You can see that there are some options like Send and Archive, where you can show the Send and Archive button in your reply, or just hit Send, and then you have to do that separately. There's also images, always display external images, or ask before displaying external images. So this is just something that you have to consider when you're getting email from strange people you may not know, who are actually tracking to see if you read their messages. There are also grammar suggestions that are on or off, and all these features may have once been a Gmail lab experiment that they were trying out, but have since, those have now found their way into normal features for Google. Now, really, the only thing that's left off that's still Gmail Labs is the advanced feature. So I'm going to jump from general all the way over here to advanced. It's up here in the sort of towards the top right. Click on advanced, and you can see that there's a very short list of things. When you looked at a Gmail Labs before, it was a huge long list, but now it's quite short. As you can see, there's auto advance. You can show the next conversation instead of your inbox after you delete, archive, or mute a conversation. I usually turn that on. There's templates. You can turn frequent messages into templates to save time. Templates can be created and inserted through the More options. I'm going to turn that on because actually that might be one of the things that's expected for you to create, so that you have sort of like a canned response that you can rely on here. There's also custom keyboard shortcuts, right side chat. So if you have a chat box, you can move it over, and then unread message icon. You can see how many messages behind you are. I'm going to click Save Changes. Notice that my whole screen reloaded because it's probably going to involve some changes here. I'm going to click on Compose. And you can see again that in my Compose I have some different options. One of them is easily switch between different signatures. And I also can turn confidential mode on and off. I can send and request money, insert photos, insert files from Google Drive, insert emojis, insert links, and many more features here. Also, if I click on the skinny snowman, these three little dots down here in the bottom right hand corner of my Gmail window, I will be able to see what are called templates. And this allows me to create sort of what some have called a canned response, or just a very simple way of setting up an email. So for example, thank you for your interest. I hope you will let me know again what your interest is as time progresses. I'm trying to write something that's sufficiently vague. So now that I have the thank you for your interest email, I can come back down here to my skinny snowman, come to templates, and I'm going to save this as a new template. So when I'm ready to click on Compose, I can come down to my those three little dots again, go to templates, and you see that I now have a thank you for your interest. And when I click on that, it's going to drop that content right in. Unfortunately, it's going to also drop in that signature, and that now my message is there. Now if I didn't want my signature to show up, let me start over from scratch on that. Compose. I could simply just turn off my signature and then do thank you for your interest, and you'll see how that pops in. This can be a real time saver, and sometimes it is referred to sort of like a canned response. So now if I send a message to someone, let me go ahead and see if I can do that. I want you to notice what's going to happen. I'm going to send this to my other account. Over in the bottom left hand corner I have an undo button, and that undo button allows me, oh, I realized I left something out. I can click undo, and that message will sort of reopen on my screen, so that way I can quickly make adjustments. Isn't that amazing? So that is just a quick overview of templates, or what some people like to call it as canned responses. Let's take another exciting look at one of my favorite tools for mail merges. Now let's remember that I have actually two drafts in my inbox. They're called, one of them is called Thank You for Your Interest. I'm going to leave that there because I'm going to be able to use that in this next quick demonstration. Now if you're not familiar with Google Sheets, you can always go to Sheets. Did I not type that right? Well, you can go to sheets.google.com, and let's say that you wanted to send out some messages, an important message out to parents or colleagues. So what you can do is quickly set up the information for a mail merge. And the way to do that is just to save people some trouble here. Now, if you notice, I'm using the same email addresses. I don't want to torture anybody with my with a lot of email. So now I have these messages here, and what I want to do is I want to send all of this all at once. And this could be a pretty long list. It could be 50 to 100 people in my list. And what I'm going to do is use an add-on called Yet Another Mail Merge. Now there are two email merge utilities or tools that you can use. One of them is completely free and it's called Formule. It's a great tool to use. And then Yet Another Mail Merge is another one that's also pretty awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and choose Yet Another Mail Merge, and I'm going to click on Start Mail Merge. Now, Yet Another Mail Merge is not 100% free in the sense you'll be able to use it, but if you get a personal plan, you can send up to 1,500 emails a day, and that's quite a bit. If you invite friends, for every friend that signs up, you'll get plus 50 emails a day. That's amazing, isn't it? So as you can tell here, I have 100 recipients, so I can send up to 100 emails to these people using Yet Another Mail Merge. I have to admit that's been quite a bit. I think maybe a high school teacher or a middle school teacher might need to send out more emails than that. But probably if you have a class of 20, 30 kids, this is going to be plenty. So I'm going to go ahead and click Continue because I'm not going to choose either the personal plan or try to invite friends in. And when I click Continue, it's going to say, hey, what's the sender? Who's the sender? Well, that's me, Miguel Gulen. And then the email template. What email template are you going to want to use? Now, what's cool about Yet Another Mail Merge is that it will pull in any drafts that you happen to have in your Gmail. So if we jump back over to Gmail, you can see I have one draft here that's available. Let me reload it just to be sure. And so there it is. So I can actually come down and select that, and now that is my template. What's neat about Yet Another Mail Merge is also that I can track any emails that are opened, clicked, or bounced. That's pretty amazing, isn't it? I'm going to go ahead and receive a test email, and what Yet Another Mail Merge is going to do is send me a test email, and it says check your inbox. So I come over here and I check my inbox, and I now have an email from myself that says thank you for your interest, and then there's the message. Isn't that amazing? Now what's really amazing is when I send messages to all of these people that are on this list. I'm going to click Send for Emails, and these messages are going to get sent, as you can see. And not only that, I also get a tracking report. So if I'm reading emails, I just opened one of the emails that was sent to me. You can see it says opened, and I will actually sort of see. So I get this nice status report with a little bit more detail. Isn't that incredible? So that's Yet Another Mail Merge. There are some other features that you can take advantage of with Yet Another Mail Merge. Let's see, if you go to their help area, you can learn more about Yet Another Mail Merge, and they've got tons of great information on on customizing your emails, and I would recommend maybe choosing and investigating their advanced option, because you can see that there's a lot more that you can do with yet another mail merge. As I mentioned before, uh, form form mule is another one that you can use that works pretty well. It's not as lean or nice as yet another mail merge, but it is a little bit more powerful in the sense that it has different features such as language translation, especially if you have bilingual kids. So this might be one that you could take advantage of. Thanks for watching this video as an overview of um, the exam expectations for level 2 of Google Educator.